The proof is in the pudding. Tapioca, baby. Cue the intro music.
Welcome back to First Attempt Filmcast. This week we're covering what will definitely be our oldest film yet. Speaking of that, do you guys know that like half of the movies we've recorded are from the year 2014?
Really?
Isn't that weird?
Wow.
Yeah. I think Nightcrawler, Creep, and Interstellar are all 2014 films.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Interesting.
We are joined again.
2011.
Yeah. We should just purposely cover all 2014 movies. We'll rename ourselves to First Attempt 2014 Filmcast.
New Filmcast.
Yeah. Today we are joined again by Zach Licatesi, the boy.
Howdy.
And of course, howdy. And of course, as always, we got your host, Luke, and Jaden, and
I'm here.
Mo
I'm here.
Biden.
I'm here.
Mo just joined.
Mo Biden. We're just introducing each other. You have anything to say for yourself? How are the demons? Oh, he's muted.
You good, Mo? He's gone.
Mo said the demons have won. So yeah, Eraserhead. Let me give you guys a little rundown on Eraserhead, or give our audience rather. Eraserhead was released March 19th, 1977, and it was written, directed, produced, and edited by David Dobrik. David Lynch.
I don't think that's factual. A lack of Teslas.
Wait, what?
So there's a lack of Teslas in the movie.
A sad lack. Had a budget of $10,000 US. You guys have any guess on what it made back at the box office? Give me a guess.
6 million.
Hey, good guess. It's 7 million at the box office.
Oh.
So, Eraserhead is starring who, Zach? Jack Nance, right?
Jack Nance.
Yeah. And Eraserhead is an experimental body horror film. At least that's how it's described on Google. I'll give you guys a quick summary, give our listeners a quick summary. Henry resides alone, he's our main character, in a bleak apartment surrounded by industrial gloom. When he discovers that an early fling with Mary X, played by Charlotte Stewart, left her pregnant, he marries the expected mother and has her move in with him. Things take a decidedly strange turn when the couple's baby turns out to be a bizarre lizard-like creature that won't stop wailing. Other characters, including a disfigured lady who lives inside a radiator, inhabit the building and add to Henry's troubles. This movie, Eraserhead, has a score of 90% with the critics over there on Rotten Tomatoes and an 83% audience score. On Letterboxd, it has a horny 3.9 stars out of 5. That's really all I got to say. And also, if you want to check out this movie before you listen to us talk about it, you can watch it by going to the Criterion channel and signing up for a free 14-day trial like I did.
It is also available on HBO Max.
So David Lynch is really like the, what do they call it, auteur of this film?
Auteur. Yeah.
He controlled every aspect. They said he even made some music for it.
Yeah, him and Alan R. Split did the soundtrack, and it's pretty crazy. If you like, you have the soundtrack on Spotify, and mainly it's just a dark ambient album with like samples from like dialogue of the movie and stuff like that. It's really an interesting experience.
You enjoy the soundtrack?
Yeah, for sure.
Even separate from the movie?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, like, it's pretty weird, and it's like not for most like occasions. Like, you wouldn't be, just for a Sunday drive listening to the Eraserhead soundtrack, but it's
yeah,
cool.
For sure. No, I'd be listening to black metal instead.
Yeah.
Which I showed to several of my family members, and I just couldn't believe it. Such a bizarre genre.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. But yeah, David Lynch controlled the soundtrack. Yeah, he did a whole lot with the movie.
So, Luke, what did you think of the movie?
It's pretty swell movie, pretty good, you know. Trying to remember. Watched it a few days ago, but it's sort of getting fuzzy to me.
I
I
know
have a
what
very
you mean.
bad short-term aspect. Okay, Mo says in the chat, "Kook, why did you like it?"
Yeah, Coop, why did you like it, bro? Why?
I don't know. You know,
Most trying to
what, I mean,
produce.
what do you want me to say?
I don't know, bro. It's a film cast.
Yeah, it's like it's my favorite film of all time. I've seen it like it had to be like 10 times or something now. But still, like I get like that it's like can get fuzzy in your head because like still even like after watching it so many times, like while you're watching it, it's still kind of hard to remember like where every scene is in the movie.
Yeah, exactly. Like I've seen it twice now. This was my second time watching it, but it's sort of like because there's so little dialogue, so it's sort of hard to like pinpoint where these things happen in the story.
Yeah.
It's funny you talk about how little dialogue there is. I wrote a letterbox review like I do for most movies, and I don't usually pull a quote to like throw into my review. But this movie of all movies, I something stuck with me like
Oh yeah,
from the dialogue.
That first time I watched it, that was pretty much the main piece of dialogue that stuck with me as well. I thought that was really funny.
I think the personification of when he just says the pipe's growing, or that people think the pipes grow in this city. I'm like that's a neat way to put it.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool because the limited dialogue didn't really even bother me. Honestly, I didn't really notice it.
It's pretty heavily visual. I mean, the dialogue adds so much, but like the visuals can just really take you along while still like
It's
preventing
like
what's
the
going on.
world building of it all.
Yeah.
It's enthralling because of the fact that I don't know, for some reason I know they're two totally different films, but it's like Eraserhead and Stalker, they both are similar in the sense of how the directors created this world, you know?
Yeah. Stalker's actually my second favorite movie, so I guess that's kind of what I like in movies.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I totally agree.
It's a very visually filling movie. Like the dialogue can be good and the sound can be good, but this could be a silent film and it would still stand on its own and still satisfy, I think.
For sure. There's a fantastic YouTube channel called Red Letter Media. I don't know if any of you watch them. And then to the audience, I highly recommend it. They did a review of this movie, and actually, like after I watched it for the first time, I watched I watched them talk about it, and then that kind of like solidified my love for it. And they compared it to a silent film as well, just like kind of the beginning with like Henry just walking alongside the building and stuff. It's very reminiscent of silent movies.
Yeah, I made a note. There was no dialogue until 11 minutes in, which in hindsight that's less notable because there's barely any dialogue at all in the movie. But when I didn't know what to expect, and when it took 11 minutes to hear any words, it was kind of surprising and important to note.
Yeah, I can't remember. I might just be pulling this number out of nowhere, but I think I read on like IMDb or something. There's like a whole like 23-minute span without any dialogue.
Yeah, I was gonna say something about that. How like in the middle, it feels like there's a ton of time where it's just straight visual stuff. And that's crazy that he can like get all those points across and get you to fully, I guess not fully understand the story, because part of it is you're not supposed to understand, but like you
Right.
know what's going on without any of this dialogue. It doesn't have to be to explain to you. You just know.
When he wrote the movie, like he only had a 20-page script. Even like the movie is only like 80 minutes long, but like for a 20-page script, that's like really low. And everyone was like freaking out. He's like, I don't know what more to add.
So there's barely any dialogue like we've discussed, but what else does it add to the story? We know it's super ambiguous, so maybe the limit of speech helps maintain that like obscurity.
Yeah, I also think it just like helps you to sink into the atmosphere. and like
Yeah, pretty much. I was
setting
gonna
the-
say it helps create like that feeling, like that almost unnerving, where it's like, is something gonna happen? You know what I mean?
Mm.
And it seems so otherworldly to hear the English language being spoken would almost take you out of it. That's how like bonkers this film is.
Yeah. Speaking of like having like just an unnerving feeling, the movie's like generally an atmosphere. It's like pretty cold, you know what I mean? But like also just I don't know. Whenever I watch it, it's also just like a feeling of warmth. Did any of you guys get any feeling of warmth from watching this?
No.
I
Definitely
did not
doesn't-
either. Maybe it's because you
definitely
like it
doesn't-
so much.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just the reason like I relate to the movie. You know, I didn't have a weird mutant child with a woman or anything, but I don't know.
Not
I
yet.
just kind of yeah. I kind of just relate to like the general maybe anxiousness of the movie. I don't know, and like whenever like I don't know, this is kind of like this is like the probably the weirdest comfort movie you can have, but this is like my go-to comfort movie. It kind of just like just with the lady in the radiator and everything, and it gets like just a general sense of hope. I don't know, it's interesting.
I think Jack Nance's performance is great, and in his facial expressions, they're like iconically anxious. That he makes different facial expressions that really stand out for me.
For sure, especially at the end of the movie, and like
Yeah.
the part on the poster, it's great.
I
Yeah,
was gonna say that iconic shot of the poster. All right, we gotta talk about the baby.
Yeah, the
oh
baby.
yeah. So, is that a prop? Yeah, of course. No, it's a real
Yeah, they didn't have CGI in.
baby.
Wait, I thought that was a real baby.
Yeah, my bad.
So, do you guys like know any of the backstory behind the baby or like what it was used?
Tell
No.
me about it. I'd love to hear it.
Well, it's never been like exactly confirmed, but so the on set they called the prop Spike, and when the movie was done, they had a burial for it, like they just buried it somewhere, and the rumor is that it is an embalmed calf fetus,
Whoa.
but none of that was or the what it was made out of anyways was never really confirmed.
Where is this supposed to take place? Just random city in the universe?
Reminds me of Chicago.
Pretty much Lynch lived in Philadelphia and I believe he went to school there for a bit. And this was like during a bunch of riots and stuff like that. So Philadelphia was an absolute hellhole, and that served as the main inspiration for the setting and stuff of Eraserhead.
Okay.
Speaking of Lynch during the time of this movie, it just reminded me of the videos of him like promoting the movie with his Woody Woodpecker stuffed animals.
Oh yeah, that used to be my Twitter banner. Just him. He called them his boys.
Yeah, I can't remember the names that he gave them.
Me neither. Oh man, what a wacky dude.
I'll figure it out.
I remember Mo said in his Letterboxd review that he saw a guy in the gym with the same haircut as Henry and inspired him to rewatch this. I had a kid on my YMCA basketball team that had the same haircut as Henry too, and I could prove it. Let me find this photo.
Yeah, what a fantastic haircut.
You should get that haircut, Zach.
I should.
Zach hasn't gotten a haircut in years. This could be it. The Henry haircut. The Henry kid.
One thing I want to note, the sound design, the droning in the film, it's so unsettling.
Yeah,
And it makes up for the no dialogue, you know?
for sure. At the end, like I just heard it, like I can't remember. There's some thread on the internet, and people were trying to like guess the movie by the last line of dialogue, and someone just said ethereal whooshing, and someone correctly guessed Eraserhead. Do you guys watch this with subtitles?
I watch every movie with subtitles.
I do too, but like after watching Eraserhead so many times, like you kind of just memorize each line of dialogue because there's so little, and then all the subtitles is just like describing the ambient noises you hear in the background. So I just turn it off now.
I realized that subtitles weren't necessary when you have like nice headphones on to hear every little like whisper and tap, you know, drop needle. You could hear a pin drop. But if I'm watching a movie like out loud with the TV, yeah, I gotta see the subtitles.
For sure.
I used to always just never use subtitles, and then I don't know. One time I just turned them on for a movie because I like couldn't hear the dialogue good or something, and haven't looked back since.
Yeah, subtitles are great. I love them, especially if you're watching a foreign movie. They help.
Yeah,
Honestly, the baby looks like the Minx we dissected in anatomy class senior year.
it is the Boss Baby. Imagine the
Um,
Boss Baby, but with what's it called? The Eraserhead baby.
So I know you said it might be a baby calf fetus, but I thought it was the fish from Fortnite.
You guys ever play the game? Speaking of tying Eraserhead to video games, you guys ever play the game PT?
Yes.
So
Yes.
you remember the weird thing in the sink?
Yep.
Yeah, that was inspired by Eraserhead.
Dude, that game is a great. It sucks that they didn't make a full version of it.
Yeah, it's a shame. Death Stranding came out instead. I want to play that. I watched like the first hour of it. I watched my friend play it, and it looks awesome. But lots of people didn't like it. But yeah, that baby.
How
It's
about
great.
that baby?
People are like saying how because the baby wouldn't do anything a normal baby would, and the sorry, I can't even speak. The uneasiness of it all is that the baby doesn't look like a normal baby. That's the whole reason why the viewer feels weird when the baby's crying. It's being annoying. You're like, oh, what's this baby? You know, it's annoying.
You're saying that the mutant baby does nothing out of the ordinary. It just looks different.
Yeah.
The freakiest part with the baby for me, like I know the ending, like is obviously like startling, but like when Mary's trying to feed the baby and its mouth is just so narrow and she's basically just shoving food down its throat. That I don't know, that's probably just the most like scene to me. I don't know, made me uneasy.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff involving the baby is really uneasy because it just looks. It sounds messed up to say this because it just looks so gross.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's not messed
Why
up.
does
It's not a real baby, but
why does the baby pop out of Henry's body when he loses his head? Is that just
That is
is
a
it
good
sort of
question.
abstract? It's
Yeah.
pretty abstract, but okay.
A theory I had for like right before Henry decides to spoiler kill the baby, he's waiting for the girl across the hall, and then he opens the door, and she sees him with another man, and she looks back at him, and she just sees the baby for a second, and just like a quick shot, and I kind of just took that as like when people look at Henry, like they don't see him for Henry, they see the baby.
Mm.
So it's kind of just taking over
Yeah,
any shred
that's a
of
good
life he
thought.
has.
Before we get into it, I'm just kidding. We got into it. But can I give you guys a corny joke?
Yes.
Okay. This one's gonna be pencil related. Hint, hint. Eraserhead, and movie related. Are you ready?
I am more than ready.
Lucius, my
Whoa.
boy. Look what they did to you. What's the scariest movie to show a pencil?
Oh God, is it just gonna be Eraserhead?
No.
I don't know.
Point Break.
Who writes these, Jaden?
I don't know. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Broken pencil.
Broken pencil. Who?
Never mind. It's pointless. The joke's pointless. One more.
Eh.
I finally hung up all of my pencil drawings, but I'm afraid it makes my house look kind of sketchy.
Thank you, Jaden.
That could lead into my question. What does like the pencil scene, like where they're manufacturing pencils, have to do with this movie? And why is it called Eraserhead? Like, what's that? What's the deal with that? Can anyone shine some light on that?
I have no idea.
Yeah, that one's kind of lost on me. Well, it does have to do with the movie because the movie's called Eraserhead, and then his head gets turned into an eraser. But that's about as deep as I know it to be.
Do you think his actual haircut is supposed to resemble an eraser head of a pencil?
I'm not sure, but it looks that way.
It does.
It's crazy to think. Well, did you guys like know anything about the whole midnight movie scene? Or yeah, like the whole midnight movie, like not scene like as in a movie, but like the a culture, I guess.
No.
Well, in like the 70s and stuff like that, there's like a solid selection of movies that just there's like a heavy population that went to see movies at night. Pretty much just generally people who like seeked out experimental films or like would do drugs while watching a movie or something. Among these movies, Eraserhead, John Waters' Pink Flamingos, Rocky Horror Picture Show, stuff
Actually,
like
I
that.
have heard of this. When you described it, it clicked in my head.
Yeah, but that's how Eraserhead got its following. And during, I believe it was Pink Flamingos, John Waters started instead of advertising Pink Flamingos, he advertised Eraserhead because he wanted people to see it.
Did people like it?
There's a fantastic video of I think it's Lynch and just someone else, and as people walk out of the theater, they ask what they thought of the movie, and it is polarizing. People either like thought it was a masterpiece or they hated it.
Mm-hmm. It's cool because you know how there's speculation on what they made the baby out of, and doesn't that kind of like go? Because I haven't seen a lot of his other work. Have you seen The Elephant Man?
Yeah.
I've heard there's a lot of really cool props in that film, and people say that Eraserhead really started that for Lynch because in Dune he had the sandworms.
Yeah, Elephant Man, the main prop kind of was the latex mask and like effects they used for Merrick's body and stuff like that. Most of these facts I got from David Lynch's autobiography, Room to Dream, which I highly recommend. It's a really cool read if you're into David Lynch. But he originally, like when Mel Brooks got him on the movie, like he wanted to make the mask himself because he did all the Eraserhead props and stuff. Obviously, like with the paper mache head and everything, like it looks like paper mache, but he really wanted to give a good try at making the mask, but it didn't turn out super well. So they had someone else do it. But yeah, effects in Lynch movies are generally really cool.
So back on the topic of the baby, right? There's this. I was reading something earlier today, where the film is all about someone had a take saying the film is just about being a bad parent. What do you guys say about that?
Generally, the theme is I don't know if it's about being a bad parent, but Lynch made this movie when he had his first kid.
So the struggle of being a new parent.
Yeah, like a fear of settling and stuff like that, and fear of parenting. Kind of just the film was based off of the themes of that.
I'm not gonna lie. Oh yeah, sorry, Jen. Go ahead.
I think that's a strange thing. I remember one time we described this movie. Oh, a guy has to babysit like this kid, and you're like, yeah, that's as simple as it gets. Like, but there's so much more to it because it gets grotesque and weird. But then after all that, after all the complexity and visuals, it still comes back to maybe what is the underlying meaning? Oh, maybe it's just the struggle of a new parent, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool because usually you can like look at a filmmaker, you can look at like the course of their career and the movies that they make during that time sort of like applies to what they were going through in that time.
For sure.
Unless you're Noah Baumbach and you just do divorce movies. Just kidding. He has other movies.
Lynch had claimed that Eraserhead was his most spiritual film, and then when asked to elaborate, he just said no. But I know it's like should have been obvious, but just after this little conversation, I mean, this is probably the closest he's ever gotten to just making a movie about what he was going through at the time, with everything in Philadelphia and then raising a kid. Like this movie kind of captures all of that perfectly.
Yeah, maybe that's why it's spiritual. There's nothing much else to it except that it really does capture his feelings.
For sure.
Yeah, it's an expression piece.
I have a two-part statement. Did you guys sympathize with Henry?
Yes.
I mean, yeah.
Would you have sympathized him more if the baby was looking like a normal belly and a normal? Sorry, I don't mean to say normal, but like a baby. It wasn't the way Lynch made it, you know?
Yeah, probably not.
I feel like I sympathize with him more because the baby wasn't normal.
Exactly. And when it started crying, it was annoying. I wasn't,
Right.
and I
No, I
was
mean like,
shit, this thing is annoying
I
as
mean
hell.
like, I don't mean like I felt bad for him. I meant like, I'm trying to think of how to describe this.
I was bothered with him.
Yeah,
And
Yeah, like you didn't feel like sorry. You felt like you empathized with his like bothered and freaked outness.
yeah.
yeah.
See, and also the whole unnerving atmosphere of the film. I don't. There aren't that many movies that replicate it the same way as Eraserhead. Like that
Yeah.
whole vibe, like the whole vibe of the film. Like you don't get that in movies anymore. The one like in the recent memory I have, I think the last film that like really made me feel this way was A Lighthouse. In a
Mhm.
Yeah,
sense.
I agree. But yeah, The Lighthouse for sure had a similar vibe. I'm trying to think of all the movies that this really inspired. Coen Brothers did a movie called Barton Fink. Have any of you seen that?
I really
No.
want to see it.
No, I
Yeah.
need to. I'm a
Um,
big Coen Brothers guy, but I still haven't.
Is that the one with the guy from Transformers who's like,
Yes. That has
one man,
John Turturro, he's in.
that has
Yeah.
decent Eraserhead vibes, and he has a kind of similar haircut, which is cool. Darren Aronofsky's first film, Pi, also had a pretty similar vibe. That one was really good. But yeah, none of them come quite close to capturing the same, feel of this movie.
Yo, I'm glad I watched this at noon because it would have made me hella uneasy at any other hour, like of the night.
Did you watch it in
Prob-
the dark?
No.
Oh wow, I can't
I
imagine
No.
watched
watching this
it in
movie
the
during
dark
the day.
in my room before going to bed.
Damn. Did you have nightmares?
No, I don't dream.
First time I watched this,
Or at least I don't remember them.
like the whole family was asleep or something. It was like around Christmas, so it was just like snowy outside, and I just went in my living room like, oh, I hear this movie's weird. I'll just watch this, and this was my first like exposure to Lynch ever, and that changed me, I think.
What's this? No, Mulholland Drive was my first Lynch movie. I was trying to remember if this was or if Mulholland Drive was.
Hey Mo.
What do you
Someone's
want from me,
echoing.
Jaden?
Oh, there's
what's
an
up?
echo going on.
Yeah, someone's echoing.
Oh, okay, it's Mo. He muted
Yeah,
himself.
it's definitely Mo.
So Jane, this was your first exposure to anything David Lynch, right?
Besides The Strange, no,
Oh,
besides
Straight Story. That's
I
right.
was
You
gonna
watched
say
Straight
you've seen
Story.
The Straight Story, right? I need to watch that. I need
forgot
to watch
about
all of his shit. I want to watch Twin Peaks. I want to.
The only thing I haven't watched now is the return season of Twin Peaks. I was able to find all the hard to find David Lynch movies this year.
Zach, did you start Dark?
No, not yet.
You guys are all making me very angry for not starting Dark.
I'm a busy man. Wait until Christmas break, then I'm gonna start all the serious shows that I need to start.
hey,
Yeah.
while you guys watch Dark and catch up on David Lynch, I'm gonna be hanging out with Ang Lee and seeing Gemini Man.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, gotta love some Will Smith.
The snubbed movie of 2019.
I haven't seen it. Did you see it, Jade?
I'm going to. I rented it.
Okay. But Mo,
Hey, Mo,
I promise you, I will start
Sorry.
Dark.
Well, will you start becoming a vegan? That would help us out too.
Oh, speaking
Yo.
of vegan, I had vegan food at school today. Not
Yeah.
that bad.
Hey.
It was beef, but it tasted like beef, but it wasn't beef. It was all plant-based.
Zach L.
Yes.
Have you ever been on drugs while watching Eraserhead?
No, I'm not into that.
You're not into Eraserhead?
I'm into Eraserhead. I'm not into drugs while watching Eraserhead.
Maybe David Lynch was on drugs while making Eraserhead.
Trying to think. I remember reading in his thing. He smoked marijuana once at a Bob Dylan concert, and he got really paranoid and left. And that's, I think, about all the drugs he ever did.
Just a weird guy then.
Yeah.
Like Stephen King, you look at his stuff. Like, okay, yeah, he was all hopped up on
He was
whatever
on
he was
coke.
hopped up on.
Yeah.
But he's not, right? He's a pretty normal guy.
Lynch
No,
is,
he was literally on cocaine. He had a cocaine addiction.
Oh,
Lynch
while
is
writing which book?
It.
a bunch of them.
Most of them.
Yeah. He doesn't even remember writing Cujo.
There's like this funny bit that Bill Hader did. He said it was an anecdote where he was talking about his conversation with Stephen King or something like that, and he was like, if you read it, I was coked out of my head while writing that shit, just by reading it.
Maybe while Stephen King was writing it, his current affair or his current lover was like some male who does clowning on the side, like the rodeo. Maybe Stephen King was fucking a clown.
Maybe, man.
Maybe.
Stephen King is an odd character, just like David Lynch. Like, you could tell that he has amazing, mind. Gets in trouble with the wrong people, and they make his hands into guns, and they make him fight. He has to keep fighting people. It's like, have you seen the movie Nerve, that social media app game, where they have to do crazy shit and they get
Emma
points?
Roberts.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like that, but he has to kill people. Like, the whole thing is that they keep putting him against other people, and he has to fight them, and hopefully he wins. And this guy, he's a cybersecurity engineer. He doesn't know how to do any of this shit. I think that's like
I see that. Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah, I gave it a 2.5, but I think it's higher than that. It's like you put it on, you turn off your brain, and you watch it, and you're surprisingly fun.
Oh my gosh, can I give you a negative review for Guns Akimbo?
Yeah, go ahead.
Karsten Runquist said, "This is like one of those fake movies you'd see posters of in the background of Drake and Josh, but this one is real and it's almost unwatchable."
No, it is watchable. Very good.
So Daniel Radcliffe stars and a guy, Jason Lee Howden. I'm gonna put that on my watch list.
Actually, it's on Hulu. I think. No, it's on Amazon Prime Video.
Ooh,
We should cover it, bro.
Let's do it. Oh, and also,
let's cover it.
what was I gonna say? No, I forgot what I was gonna say. Sorry about that. I had another film I wanted to touch on. What was it? Where'd it go? All right, someone else could go because I cannot find it.
Can I say something? I know I talk a lot, but dude, David Lynch is from Missoula, Montana. That hits close to home for me. Like, I go to Montana all the time. Crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just to see a celebrity from Montana is cool to me.
What about Hannah?
Fuck Hannah.
Wow.
Hannah's dead. Hannah's the one who knocks.
Hannah is Heisenberg.
Like that cough.
Thank you. That's my
Lucas Heisenberg.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of a movie I've seen in recent years that I think could be a cult classic. I would say Ballad of Buster Scruggs, but like the Coens are like well known.
Ballad of Buster Scruggs was the last time I've seen James Franco on a screen.
Same, maybe? I'm not sure.
The soundtrack, I'm happy that the soundtrack got nominated for score at the Academy.
Yeah.
I feel like Onward, the Pixar movie that came out this year, has potential because it's sort of like, like, I don't personally love it that much, but I feel like people are gonna love that movie because it's just sort of like a Pixar movie that flew under the radar compared to the others.
I didn't particularly enjoy it either, but I think the coolest part is how at the end it led up to the two brothers getting to see their dad. And
I've only seen the first Insidious.
And the first Insidious is pretty great in my opinion.
Yeah, it was good when I watched it.
I think I was like 7.
Now huge blow up. From Insidious, he went to Upgrade and then to Invisible Man.
And then Avengers Endgame. I think in one night I watched Insidious and Bad Teacher with Cameron Diaz.
Jaden,
cousin. What?
The last episode, we didn't talk about how you watched Oculus and Sinister.
I know, that's weird.
We should have touched on that.
Yeah, we should have.
I think Sinister's pretty great, and I think Oculus is really underrated.
We could do another horror movie that's not Eraserhead, and then get into like what else we've seen. That could be a long episode.
Let's do a 24-hour episode. Just us.
Yes.
No cuts.
Let's make it this one.
No, I was gonna say this is really off topic, but I was looking at the cast of Insidious, and apparently Rose Byrne was in Attack of the Clones.
I was in Attack of the Clones.
You played Jango Fett.
So do you think they should have, instead of like Shakespeare and like Edgar Allan Poe in junior year high school, they should show Eraserhead because I feel like it has more analytical value.
Same with-
Better than Shakespeare for sure. I don't know if I like Poe, but I'd much rather watch something like Eraserhead than read Romeo and Juliet or something like that, you know?
Because I honestly couldn't give two shits about the fall of the House of Usher.
I'm
Yeah.
a psycho. I'm like the only person in school who actually liked reading Shakespeare.
No, I like Poe.
I
I
thought it
remember
was fun.
fifth grade teacher tried having us read The Raven. I'm like, dude, I'm in fifth grade. Put on some
Yeah.
good
I love
Shakespeare's
Hamlet.
awesome.
Hamlet's so good.
I want to read Hamlet. Like, we've only read, like, okay, Julius Caesar was, like, fine, and I hated Romeo and Juliet. But I know there's and we, in a class I'm in, we just read Taming of the Shrew, and that was terrible, too. I know there's some Shakespeare I would like. I just gotta find it.
Usually senior year they make you do Hamlet or Macbeth.
Hey, Zach, I don't know if you're like a huge like honors type of guy, but like if you're really interested in Shakespeare, I recommend. Wait, are you a senior already?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. I was gonna recommend that you take AP Literature because you go deep into Shakespeare.
No, I don't want to go into Shakespeare. I gotta find something I like by him.
Oh, I want to touch on something about Poe. So Poe's last, so before Poe passed away, he was working on another story about a lighthouse,
Oh yeah, I heard about this.
and you could see what he has finished, and it's actually really, the setup seems really cool.
Can you read it?
Yeah, let me search it up real quick. It was called The Lighthouse.
Hey, Zach, hang on. Zach,
What?
you're a movie. What's up?
I'm a what?
Zach, you're a movie guy. You should find the Hamlet like movie adaptation, the long one where they squeeze in every bit of dialogue, and watch it.
I know Orson Welles did a bunch of Shakespeare stuff. I'm sure if I watched that, I could maybe dig it.
The Kenneth Branagh one, that's one we watched in my class. Holy fuck, that movie's like 4 hours long.
Speaking of the Taming of the Shrew, 10 Things I Hate About You with Heath Ledger. That's like a sort of a half remake, not remake, adaptation.
Oh, that's an adaptation, like kind of an adaptation of that?
Yeah, it's a slight adaptation.
Oh, wow.
Let's hear some Poe.
Hold on, I'm trying to find the lighthouse.
I'll give you a positive review for
Eraserhead. Edgar Allan Poe ripped off Robert Eggers.
Okay, I found it. So listen, ready? Hear me out. All right, so the plot summary goes. On January 1st, the narrator records that it is his first day at the lighthouse, and records his annoyance as the fact that he had a difficult time getting the appointment to man it. Even though he is a noble birth, his records show... I can't talk, I'm out of breath, I just ran down the stairs, hold on.
Put it in the chat.
Breathing exercises. Into the
let's
nose,
get, let's get some ASMR.
I'm going to put it in the chat and then you read it, Jaden, alright?
While we wait, speaking of Robert, oh, never mind. There.
No, say it. Well, speaking of Robert, what?
Say, speaking of Robert Eggers, I'm excited for The Northman when that comes out.
Luke, you got cast into that, right?
Yeah, I'm playing the main role.
Okay.
They originally had Alexander Skarsgård, but then they decided they wanted me.
No, they said that I was gonna be that was me.
No. You got cast in Nicole Kidman's role.
Okay, you know that little accented O, or no, where there's like a circle over the A in Skarsgård?
Yeah.
I want to edit my last name and get that like O, a little circle. Okay, you ready for some Edgar Allan Poe?
Yes.
More than ready.
Hold on.
Someone's got COVID. Okay. On January 1st, the narrator records that it is his first day in the White House. And he records his annoyance saying, "How long have we been on this rock? 5 weeks? 2 days?" No, I'm just kidding. He records his annoyance at the fact that he had a difficult time getting the appointment to man it, even though he is of noble birth. He records that a storm is in progress and that the ship that brought him had a narrow pass. He also dwells on the concept of being alone and how much he looks forward to spending time alone, just him and his dog Neptune, so he can write his book. He briefly comments that he hears some echo in the walls, thinking they may not be sturdy, but catches himself and claims that his worries are all nonsense, alluding to his prophecy alluding to a prophecy made by his friend de Groot, who got him the appointment to stay at the White House. On January 2nd, he describes the sea as being calm and eventful, the wind having lulled about daybreak, and expounds on his passion for being alone. On January 3rd, he describes the day as being calm and placid and resolves to explore the White House. He again begins to worry about the safety of the structure, but tries to reassure himself. The last line reads, "The basis on which the structure rests seems to be made of chalk." A heading for January 4th follows, but there's no text. Oh, damn, dude. That's actually interesting.
Fuck, that was emotional.
We should finish that.
Cliffhanger.
Oh, we should write it.
Someone did finish it,
Oh.
and apparently it's not good. So let's do it.
David Lynch, known for his uniquely disturbing and mind-bending visual work, his films juxtapose the cheerfully mundane with the shockingly macabre and often defy explanation itself.
Yeah.
Nice.
Just a little thought I had. No, I'm kidding.
It's also kind of sad to think that David Lynch is not proud of his Dune movie because I feel like he's the type of guy to make sure his films are made the exact way that he wanted it to. He would want it. But Dune,
Yeah.
he was the production.
Well,
Took it-
wasn't there was someone else who was originally supposed to do it? I can't remember.
Alejandro Jodorowsky.
That is right.
And
That's
I
the
was
name.
gonna say earlier, when Jaden asked about, it was David Lynch on drugs. Most of his midnight movie counterparts, like John Waters and Alejandro Jodorowsky, they were all heavily influenced by drugs with the making of their midnight movies. But yeah, it is an absolute shame that he's not happy with his Dune movie. That was where he learned the lesson that, hey, if you don't get final cut, don't do the movie, because the studio chopped it to pieces. And I think it still holds up. I think it's a great movie, but you can tell in the second half, a lot of it was cut. So because things just start jumping from one thing to another really fast. But I still think it's a solid movie.
You need to watch that. I'm gonna read the book first before I watch either of the movies. But
For Dune? Yeah, me too. I'm going to read
I have
the
the
I'm
book
told the
sitting
book-
here, but
a good amount of the book is just prequel. What's it called? Politics.
yeah.
I heard there's a lot of internal dialogue, or characters thinking to themselves, and I don't know how they're going to capture that in a movie. That's what I heard.
I think it's stupid when you search up David Lynch on Google, a picture of Timothée Chalamet comes up.
Oh,
David Lynch is Timothy Chalamet, a film theory.
no,
yeah,
he's his
about
twin.
really- I'm excited for the new Doom movie because Denis is directing it, but I can't get behind the cast.
Dude, David Lynch is 174 years old.
Dude, he's related to freaking Sydney Sweeney.
Wait, what?
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just joking.
Hey guys,
Oh.
speaking of Dune remakes, maybe the team over there at Happy Madison Productions should give themselves a shot at making a movie based off Dune.
The Dune teaser was really funny when Paul puts his hand, or Timothée Chalamet's character puts his hand in the box, and he's like, they cut to him screaming. It's like
my
the worst-
favorite is when someone edited the trailer, so you just put your hand in the box, he does it, and then it just cuts to him screaming.
Dude, that's so funny.
That edit is so funny.
Yeah, okay. They did this with Batman too. What do you guys think about movie trailers that take like a popular song and slow it down and put it as like the song for the trailer? Do you
I
guys
think they
that's
should be-
effective?
I think they should be hanged for
I think it
crimes
depends.
against humanity.
Against humanity. I don't care. I'm personally a big fan of the Africa Pitbull remix that's in Aquaman.
I haven't heard this.
You've never heard that shit show? Oh my god.
What should I look up? Africa Pitbull?
Just look up Aquaman Pitbull. I'm sure it'll show up.
They tried to get rid of me,
This?
What?
but from ocean to ocean,
Is this it?
they gonna have to deal with me.
I think so, yeah.
I've been overlooked, slept on, left for dead, always against all odds, like Pac said. I'm the living great Gatsby. But these
And the cover
gonna get-
art of it on Spotify is just Jason Momoa.
Fuck, that was emotional.
Gonna
Oh,
get
you think everything's
copyrighted for it?
emotional.
I'm an emotional guy. What can I say?
So yeah, Eraserhead.
You know, before we get into Eraserhead, I'm wondering if anyone in this chat has the toothpaste and orange juice for me.
Oh, I should have came prepared. I'm an idiot.
All right, I got one.
Like a pop quiz, right? But for
Luke did not
podcast.
come prepared. That's my.
Oh, that bothered
wow,
you?
okay.
Damn.
Oh, I'm
Wow,
kidding.
All right.
Yeah, I don't really have anything for this week.
I got one. I want this fucking election to just end. I want Twitter to go back to normal.
Yeah.
Maybe Luke, maybe you need to intervene. I don't know.
Yeah, I need to step in. Let me go count for Nevada. I think it's time I do something about this.
I would say my toothpaste and orange juice, something that's bothering me lately. It's now resolved, but for the longest time, I didn't know that Rami Malek had a twin brother. How did I not know?
He has a twin brother.
And his brother's like a teacher, right?
Yeah, he taught Rami how to act.
No, I think he's like a social studies teacher.
Oh fuck, he must not be very good then, huh?
No, shut the fuck up. He's a good actor, bro.
Yeah,
I was
Rami,
kidding.
he won
I was
Best
kidding.
Picture.
The joke. I'm joking.
Did you just say he won Best Picture?
Yeah, man. Best actor.
Ah, yes, Best Picture winner, Rami Malek.
The Emmys really said a big fuck you to Rami Malek for not nominating him this year.
Oh, dude, someone's got to play Rami Malek in a biopic and then win Best Actor for that performance, you know?
Someone's got to play Rami Malek in a biopic about Rami Malek playing Freddie Mercury.
I think he'll win Best Supporting Actor for No Time to Die. It's kind of a given.
He like
No,
says something about how you guys have never seen a movie like this. I'm like, I doubt that. Like,
For
really?
what? No Time to Die?
Yeah, he was like, you guys have never seen a villain like this. I'm like, okay.
I'm sure we have.
What if like when it comes out, we're reviewing it on the pod, and then we're like, oh my god, that was the best freaking performance of a villain I've ever seen. I'm like, bro.
And our listeners, they go all the way back to this episode and they're like, look at how wrong you were.
Well, speaking of Eraserhead. Oh wait, sorry, we're doing toothpaste and orange juice, right? I'm trying to think of one. I got jumped. No, I'm just kidding.
I'll try
By
and make
Robert.
a TikTok.
By Robert.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, you saw my tweet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
dude.
said it on the last episode of the pod that you got
Did I
jumped by
really?
Robert Pattinson.
No.
Yeah,
I
and
did-
you're like, there's a
yeah.
huge bruise.
Oh,
You don't
yeah.
remember it?
No, I do.
I'm trying to think of something that really interesting. Oh yeah, okay. On Tuesday there was like a fire in the building that I live in, and we all had to leave. And it was cold as hell outside.
Sick.
And it happened because popcorn.
Whoa.
Dang.
And then one of the building managers, whatever, was screaming. He's like, 6 feet apart, guys. I'm like, we're in the lobby right now. Like, how are we gonna be 6 feet? There's like 200 people in here.
Oh man.
He was like screaming on top of his.
I have another segment we could do, and I think this will be worthwhile. We could just talk about what's trending on Twitter. And I went to the entertainment section. I just remembered Johnny Depp exited the Fantastic Beasts franchise. Warner Brothers requested for him to step down. What do you guys think of that? What do you make of it?
You see the joke tweet I sent you guys earlier where it was breaking news: Amber Heard has been cast as Grindelwald.
Yeah. that franchise is already going downhill, and now they lost their
The
guy.
best part of it.
The best part of it. Yeah.
They have Jude Law still, for what it's worth.
Yeah, but they were setting up a huge fight. It was
If
gonna
someone
be-
showed me a random picture of like a picture of a random person and said this is Jude Law, I'd have to believe him because I don't know who Jude Law is.
You don't know who Jude Law is?
No, I probably seen him in something. Seen them. I don't know.
They forced him to resign. They essentially fired him, all due to speculation. I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like he's been getting disrespected lately.
Yeah, because I think something happened with his wife where she accused him, but it did a 180, and she was actually abusing him.
Yeah, that's what happened, and then I guess he got asked to resign because in the UK there's like a tabloid newspaper or magazine thing calling him a wife beater, and then he had like some sort of lawsuit trying to dispute that, and then I guess it failed. So they're like, yeah, can you please resign?
Who do you think they'll use to recast him? Just
I
pick
think
a.
Daniel Radcliffe.
The other guy picked Benicio del Toro, the other guy from
Yeah.
Fear and Loathing.
I mean, they could recast him. I don't really care. I want to see Disney like do something bold and hire Johnny back for Pirates movies.
Remember when
I'm
James
pretty
Gunn
sure-
got fired, and then they brought him back?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was bullshit too.
That was.
I don't know what they really expected to gain from that. I mean, the guy started at Troma, and then they're like, hey, let's get this guy to do family Disney movies. And then they get shocked that he did something offensive in his past.
Did something. It's more like he just said a bad joke on Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're so right. What else do you expect? No, it was almost just a formality. You fired James Gunn because people are a little upset, and then they're like, let it die down. Let's hire him back. So, I don't know. It was like a punishment sort of half fulfilled.
Not really, because James Gunn just got to go make the Suicide Squad.
Oh, yeah.
And Guardians.
He's got to be a little bit bitter about getting fired for a little bit.
He's
But
back.
they had back, right? Or something?
Yeah, he's back.
Yeah, you're right. I can't make assumptions.
Jaden, also, I saw your Snapchat story. You were listening to Sorry, I can't speak, man. You were listening to Folklore?
I was, dude.
How was it?
Yeah, that's something to know about me. I've always been a huge Taylor Swift fan, especially as a kid, and I sort of lost touch with her because I haven't enjoyed her recent albums. Folklore is a different story, man. I'm really enjoying it.
I heard it's great. We'll get to it eventually.
I don't know if you're into Taylor Swift or like folk type of music, but lyrically it's just amazing. It's so well written. I can give you recommendations from the album. Maybe you'll listen to it all the way through, but there's certain songs that you got to hear. There's one where she collabs with Bon Iver. It's like indie band. Great song. It's called Exile. What was your guys' favorite album from 2020?
So far this year?
Yeah.
Oh no, I gotta find something.
I'll get back to you.
My all-time favorite band, Mr. Bungle, released their first thing in like 20 years, and they remastered or not remastered, but they like re-recorded their first demo they ever did, and they put that out, and that was really solid. So that and probably 100 Gex remix album.
Sorry, 100 Gex is just funny.
That's
to me,
okay.
I've only ever heard the one song, like the one really popular one.
Money Machine.
I'm sure the rest of their music is reasonable.
Yeah, it's wacky stuff, but I fully enjoy it.
So I'm kind of just enamored by people's favorite movies, and Zach, you being like such a film fanatic, I'm even more interested in what your favorite movie would be. I'm like, dang,
Okay, I'm back.
this one movie is his absolute favorite. So I think you already went over why, but I'd like to hear some more.
I just think it's like the closest to being perfect I've seen any movie. I mean, it like completely grabbed me after the first time I watched it. Like, I think the best things in life are like things you don't really enjoy at first and then come to really love. And Eraserhead was one of those things, because after I watched it for the first time, like, well, that was wacky. And then just over the next few months, like, it kind of just like manifested in my brain or whatever. And I was obsessed with it. And then I watched it. Like, the soundtrack is perfect. Every performance and like every actor just does such a good job. What goes into making the movie is like so interesting. It's inspiring because it was done on a low budget. It just really, I don't know, speaks to me on a spiritual level, I guess, and it like kind of changed the way I see movies.
Wasn't it also a student film at first?
Yeah, it was first funded by his college, and then they ran out of money really fast, so that's why the movie took like 7 years to make. But originally it started, David Lynch wrote a script called Garden Back, and it was just, of course, another really experimental thing. And then he asked to make it, and then they're like, David, what the hell is this? We're not making this. So he stormed out, and he's like, I'm quitting the college. And they're like, hey, we don't want you to quit the college. We'll do anything. We can make Garden Back. He's like, no, I want to make this movie called Eraserhead. And they're like, sure. And then there's just a bunch of awesome little tidbits about the movie.
Gosh damn, I'd love to see what the screenplay looks like for this movie.
Yeah, I think it's I think it's on the internet.
I see it. Most of them you can look up the screenplay and find it.
Yeah.
What did he write? Just describe occurrences?
Pretty much
So
just
wacky.
describing the scenery.
What do you think of the paper mache Henry head?
I think it adds charm to the movie. I know it's not the best effect, but like with all the other fantastic effects in the movie, I think it's completely forgivable.
I like it.
When you said that was funny.
Oh, that letterbox review?
No, you were just like, I like it.
What were your guys' favorite albums?
Go ahead.
Guys, go to the Snapchat group. Look at that review.
Yeah, I saw that. Just that's still the funniest review of all time. Was the original one, the Joker.
What was
The Joker,
original
yeah.
one? Oh.
That's so funny. Oh my gosh.
Is it still up? Someone else said on Letterboxd, this is the best birth control ad I've ever seen.
Hold on. I know I have like a multitude of favorite reviews of this movie. Let me find them.
What's up, guys? It's Thanos.
Remember when Thanos was in Fortnite?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was sick.
Whoa, what's that? That's 2 week span. I remember at school people were like, they're gonna drop a Thanos skin.
Dude, that was sick. I don't know what you're talking about.
It was sick. Yes, it was.
Oh,
Dude,
I thought you were trying to knock on it.
No, I remember. Me and Jenna would talk about it in geometry, and me and you would talk about it in sports marketing.
That year
this
was
one, this is a completely relatable review. Funny how this film doesn't seem disturbing until you describe it to those who haven't seen it. I remember trying to describe this to my English teacher sophomore year, and it was really weird.
I mean, who was the teacher?
Mrs. Landers.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, I had her freshman year. I loved her.
Yeah, she's great.
I think Andres Torres would watch this. What do you think, Mo?
Yeah, I think Mr. Torres would watch it, but he wouldn't like it. Cause he's alright. Cause I know he has like a really specific taste. Like, I think he told me that Spirited Away was one of his favorite movies of all time.
I asked him for like first day in class this year. I said, "Do you have a favorite movie?" And he said, "No, but I have a least favorite movie." And then he just ranted about how he hates Forrest Gump and the Beatles.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, I just asked you for your favorite movie.
Torres said that?
Yeah.
You understand that Forrest Gump might be my favorite movie and the Beatles
And the
are my
Beatles is your favorite band? Yeah.
Yeah, that's so crazy. I mean, Forrest Gump isn't my one favorite movie. I can't pinpoint it, but I like it a lot. I like it a lot.
You're gonna have to figure one out when we do that episode eventually, Jaden.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so my favorite movie is Eraserhead. Luke, do you have a favorite movie of all time?
My favorite movie is Inside Llewyn Davis from the Coen Brothers.
Nice. I haven't seen that one yet.
It's great.
And then Mo, do you have a favorite movie of all time?
I don't know. It changes like every 2 weeks.
You like Close Up a lot, right?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Wait, what did you say? I don't know what you said.
I said you like Close Up a lot, right?
Oh yeah, I love Close Up. Close Up, yeah, Close Up's
Close Up is
top.
amazing.
Close Up, I always talk about him. Yeah, in my film class, I always bring it up. I always bring up Kiarostami. I think Kiarostami is definitely my favorite of all time.
Bless you.
Are you familiar with Kiarostami's work, Zach?
I am. I started to watch Close Up, and it was too confusing for my small brain, so I stopped. And I'm like, I'll watch this one. I don't know. I just want to wait a bit and like go into it more fresh. I don't know. I think I started watching it on like a Sunday morning or something, and I was just like not able to wrap my brain around it.
I got Luke to watch Close Up. Luke, you liked it a lot, right?
Yeah, I bought the Criterion for The Taste of Cherry. I just haven't been able to watch it yet.
You gotta watch it. The restoration's so good.
Watch that.
Yeah.
Didn't he do 24 frames as well?
Yeah, 24 frames.
I want to watch
There's
that.
the Coker trilogy I need to watch.
Coker trilogy, yeah. First Friend's House. Right now, I would say right now, like in this moment, my favorite film is at the moment. It's like my Letterboxd top 4 right now. La Haine, Fear and Loathing, and Burning, Stalker.
Okay, cool. La Haine's awesome.
Have you seen Burning?
Oh, the one with Stephen Young?
Yeah.
No, but it's been recommended to me a lot.
Burning is like the modern day Great Gatsby, in a way.
Interesting.
Dude, Steven Yeun is really about to get an Oscar, according to sources. And
I'm pumped for the new movie he's in. The Meraki, is that what's called? Minari? Minari.
yeah.
I want to see that so bad.
Steven Yeun is
Excited
a
for
great
that
actor.
that Riz Ahmed movie that's coming out too, the Mogul Mowgli.
Yeah, Mogul Mowgli. I'm really excited for that. I could have watched it, but I want to wait because it was on. I would have to get a VPN.
Zach,
Mm.
I remember talking to you in woodworking, and I've said this so many times in the episode, but you're a big movie guy,
Yeah.
and you hadn't seen Parasite yet, and I'm like, dang, like you
Oh,
watch so
yeah.
many films, but you hadn't seen that one.
Yeah,
Like
that
to
was
me,
like
that
right when it came
yeah.
out in theaters, though, wasn't it?
I no, because I was talking about it, so I had seen it on like, iTunes. I rented it.
Okay, my friend, I didn't see it until my friend lent me his Hulu, so I watched
I
it
love
then.
that movie.
Yeah, it's really
I
good.
loved it so much.
Want to hear something crazy?
Mm.
Parasite was
Yeah.
my first ever non-English movie.
Whoa.
Oh wow.
Well, that's awesome.
Me and
I was
me
there.
and Mo went
Been
to see
sweet.
it in theaters.
Dude,
Even
Dang.
like
dude,
in school, like you never watched like Life is Beautiful or anything.
No,
Oh wow.
Life could be sweet. Life could be sweet. Zach, what was that Chinese movie we watched in World History and Film?
Chinese movie we watched.
Oh wait, no.
I wasn't in World History.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Film.
My bad.
Mr. Williamson's talking about like how he showed some of his classes the Seventh Seal and stuff like that. I'm like, I would have killed to watch that in school. That would have been
oh,
awesome.
that'd be cool.
He showed good movies.
oh, Edward Yang. Yeah, Brighter Summer Day is one of my favorite movies too.
I want to watch that so bad, but it's like 4 hours long. That
See, yeah, same. Like
I
I want
should
to
do-
watch that and Yeet, but they're both so damn long, so I
They're
just put it
they're
off.
all good. Oh, there's this movie. Okay, I think it's a recent movie. I'm trying to find it for you guys. Don't start another conversation until I bring it up. Hold on. What the where?
Hey, you guys want to start another conversation?
sure.
Let's talk about puberty. Have you guys gone through it yet?
No, I'm still waiting.
Still going through. Okay, right here I found it. It's called An Elephant Sitting Still. Have you guys seen it? It's on the
I've
Criterion
heard
Channel.
of it just like right before we started the podcast.
So this movie's 3 hours and 15 minutes, has a 4.2 on Letterboxd, and it's the director's only film. He committed suicide sadly after making this movie, and there's a huge dark aura around this film, and apparently it's one of the most depressing movies ever.
What is it called?
An
An
elephant
ele-
sitting
an
still.
elephant sitting
It's
still.
on the Criterion Channel. Awesome.
I might have to check it out.
One of these days, I don't know if I would never be able to do it alone, but just sit down and watch Satan Tango or
I was
however you
gonna
pronounce it.
I was gonna say, before Mo asked us not to start another conversation, I should do a double feature with watching Brighter Summer Day and Satan Tango. I want to watch that really badly. But it's 7 hours long.
Did you guys hear about The Queen's Gambit on Netflix? It's a mini series, several hours long, and it has a 4.4 on Letterboxd and 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Is that the chess game? The chess
Yeah.
show? I heard it's
Yeah.
good. I haven't gotten it yet.
There's so much content to watch. I feel like I'm missing something.
Time.
Oh, it has the guy from the Maze Runner in it.
Newt.
Yeah.
Nope.
Also, I like
It's
Anya Taylor.
So dirty, bro.
Thomas Brody Sangster. Guy from Nanny McPhee.
What were you guys' favorite albums?
Oh, this year? Yeah, I think I asked that. Did anyone answer?
Like all
I think
time or this year?
This
I
year.
have-
This year, I didn't really listen to much music this year. Like
Oh,
any new
Zach said-
music, you know what I mean?
Zach said the bunghole guys.
Mr. Bungle.
Mr. Bungle.
Okay. I have a
Mr.
few.
Bong Joon-ho.
Okay, for sure, the new Abnormal by The Strokes. Really good album. After Hours for sure. Dude, honestly, there haven't been that many great albums this year.
Yeah, I haven't listened to a whole lot this year. I should listen to more new albums.
Yeah, I would have to say New Abnormal and After Hours, and they both came out in March, so
I forgot about After Hours. I don't think I ever got to finish listening to it.
It's a trip.
Okay, you know what movie's underrated?
Oh yeah, go ahead, Jim.
So there's a guy named Richard Curtis who makes just rom-coms all day long, but his best one is About Time with Domhnall Gleeson and Rachel McAdams. I love it.
Uh-huh. I've heard of that.
Heard of it.
It's about time travel and romance.
Dude,
I
watch
like
Dark.
Domhnall Gleeson.
Me
What's
too.
his name?
Domhnall Gleeson.
Domhnall Gleeson.
This is his best film. Well, he's in Ex Machina and Revenant and Harry Potter and Star Wars, but you know.
Oh, he's Ron's brother.
He's in
No, he's in.
Brooklyn. You guys haven't
he's
seen
in-
Brooklyn?
No,
Great movie.
he's in the Black Mirror episode. It's called.
Yeah, he's
Oh
Be
yeah.
Right Back.
with Haley Atwell.
I'm trying to think of what it's called. I know this. The title's stuck in my head all the time.
What? Which
episode?
one?
The episode of Black Mirror. Hold on.
Oh,
I'm looking.
Be Right Back.
Be right back. Yeah, that's what it is.
One where he's a robot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he went to Ex Machina and instead another person was a robot.
Roles are switched.
Isn't it what's her face? Daenerys from Game of Thrones, she's the robot, right?
No.
Amelia
It's
Clarke.
Alicia Vikander. She plays Lara Croft in the Tomb Raider movie.
Hey, do you guys want to get into rankings?
Into rank. Oh yeah, we have to add this to the list.
Yeah. Okay.
I'd personally say it's the best movie we've watched on the pod, but that's just me.
Do you have jurisdiction over our list, Zach?
Probably
That's-
not. No, I'm
kidding.
biased because it's my favorite movie.
No, I'm messing with you. Yeah, that's okay. What do you think, Luke?
I have it in between Drive and Nightcrawler.
Mo?
I'm gonna be honest, I forgot the list. Can you read it to me?
Yeah. Let's go through it like this. Do you think Eraserhead is better than I'm Thinking of Ending Things?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mo?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm Thinking of Ending Things is definitely still at the bottom. Do you think Eraserhead is better than Creep?
No.
I have no jurisdiction on this. I have not seen Creep.
I'd
Actually,
say
what
so.
I'm saying, it is, yes. It is, yeah. I think so, yeah.
I can get on board with that. Do you think Eraserhead is better than Nightcrawler?
Yes, by a thin margin.
What do you think, Mo?
That's hard. I like them literally like the same amount.
Yeah,
I'm
same.
indifferent.
Like-
I'm indifferent about that decision, so I'll say yeah. But
I don't think it is. But you guys, are those definitive yeses? It's better than Nightcrawler?
I-
'Cause you-
no, then I say no, it's not.
okay.
All right, so it's in between Nightcrawler and Creep.
Whoa, wait. Well, now that we know Zach really likes it, and we don't want to hurt his feelings by having it so low. What about Drive? What do you say about Drive?
It
is
is
it better than
not
Drive?
better than Drive.
Why is Drive so much better than Nightcrawler? I don't get it.
I don't know. Just
Yeah,
taste,
well,
I guess.
I
Yeah,
think
I
it should
mean-
be a little.
Huh?
I think Drive should be under Nightcrawler.
I'm alright with that. I liked Nightcrawler a lot.
Well, you just said Drive's better.
Well, what do you mean?
This is confusing.
So
I don't care. You know, you guys make the list.
okay, yeah, no. It just has to be 2 out of 3 agree a certain way, and I think me and Mo both like Nightcrawler more than Drive, so Nightcrawler moves up,
All right.
and Eraserhead is above Creep, right?
Yes.
And then Good Will Hunting is second still. And
Sure.
Interstellar's at the top.
Well, I'm thinking of anything more than Interstellar though. I'm just kidding.
Oh, oof.
Daddy Nolan retains the number 1 spot.
Okay,
I remember
so
things was at like a 4.3 when it first came out, that first hour. Now it's at like a 3.
What?
what the
Tenet?
No, I'm thinking about anything.
Oh. And I think people like realize that it's not that great.
I like it.
Yeah, I liked it. I still think it's my favorite Kaufman movie. At least out of the ones he's directed.
No, I just watched it recently again.
I just
Yeah,
don't
dude,
really like
watch that
get
movie so much.
Synecdoche that much. That's why I don't like it that much.
It's so much better on rewatch.
Wait, did you say you don't get it, Luke?
I mean, like, I
gave it
sort of
4.5.
understand Synecdoche, but I don't know. I felt like it got a little too silly at the end for me.
It just got so sad at the end for me.
Yeah, I still have to watch like anything he's directed. I've watched Eternal Sunshine, and that's the only thing Kaufman related that I've watched.
First attempt.
Being John Malkovich is his best movie that he's involved in.
I have to watch
And
that.
then Anomalisa, you could just skip if you want to.
The First Attempt Filmcast is famous for not enjoying Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say to skip Eternal Sunshine. I enjoy
I've
it.
seen it. That's the only one
Oh, okay.
Pretty sure me and Mo gave it like 2 stars, 3
I've. Oh
stars.
wow, yeah. You
I
gave it
gave it
3
3.
stars. You and Mo gave it 2.5. Wow.
I need to watch Adaptation.
Me too. I like Nicolas Cage a lot.
This is a hot take. I think that the Truman Show needs a Criterion release.
That's not a hot take. I love that movie. That definitely just deserves one. The cover is just him on the stairs or something. That'd be great.
And like Peter Weir, he has a somewhat connection with the Criterion Collection, right?
Yeah. Picnic at Hanging Rock is on there.
Thank you, everyone, for listening to our discussion about Eraserhead and many other things. You can find me on Twitter at Elastic Earwax, but who cares about that? You can find all of us on Twitter at AttemptCast, right, Mo? Is that it?
Yep.
Go follow that account if you're listening. My letterbox is Flips1985, FLIPZ 1985.
My letterboxd is Luburk, LUBURK.
Well, my Twitter's at Probably a Sloth. My letterbox is linked in the bio.
Well, I've been Jaden Easton.
Oh, I've
been Jeff Bezos.
Oh, fuck.
I
guys
forgot
suck.
that we do that. I was so confused.
Wait, we forgot to talk about the PS5 giveaway.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm Zach Licatesi.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I am. Thank you.
No. The first person to leave a 5-star review on this on iTunes gets a free PS5 from us.
You just gotta pay shipping.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Looks
give
like
it
I'm gonna. Yeah. You're gonna give it a 5-star yourself. Thanks again, Zach, for joining us.
For sure.
I've been Jaden Easton.
I've been Luke.
I
Who just put up the laughing emoji?
You guys suck. You gotta say it in a row.
Oh no. Mo's the danger.
Places, everyone. Okay. Also, our graphic is by Vaishon Brandon. You can find him at graphite.vmb on Instagram. And our music is by Carolyn. Now we're going to do a little performance of the YMCA.
No, we're not doing it.
I am not the danger, Skylar. I am in danger.
Man opens his door and gets shot. And you think that of me?
No.
I am the one who gets shot.
You clearly don't know who I am, so let me clue you in. I know that entire monologue by heart.
I love the memes you send where it's just like a stock photo of Walter White and he's like, hello, Jesse Pinkman. Mr.
Or it's
White.
the one where like Jesse, we have to cook.
Let's just leave it at I've been Jaden Easton. I think that's a good way to end it.
I've
Okay.
been Jaden Easton.
I've been Jaden Easton.
I've been Jaden Easton.
I've been Jaden Easton.
Ichi phone home.